Today, we brought on another special guest. He's young, he's motivated. The guy's been hustling since he was 14 years old.
Take care of your people, right? Never let anyone tell you like you can't. And at the end of the day, go out there and just execute.
I think when you have a business, you have to go all in. And so sometimes they're like, hey, if I see each other every day, that's okay.
You marry your co-founders, right?
Like, he tried to marry me. I said no. Welcome back to another episode of the Winners Club podcast, where even when we don't win, we learn.
And learning is a form of winning,
guys. Today, we brought on another special guest, okay? This is my fellow Vietnamese brother. Okay,
another
so
one.
You know another one. So you know it's gonna be real juicy. He's young, he's motivated. The guy's been hustling since he was 14 years old. Man, I mean, I have to read it because at such a young age, he's accomplished so much. At 14, he started selling sneakers. At 16, he started selling activewear. At 19, he created a student housing business generating over $100,000 annually. And the best part, guys, he told his parents, hey, I'm leaving Vietnam. I'm going to America by myself. Packed his bag and just left. Like, dude, I was scared to leave my mama's house at 18. I said, no, mama, no. Yeah. Let me stay.
Yeah.
PJ was scared to leave at 30 years old.
What the hell? I left way earlier than that. But guys, before we get off the track, this guy is an absolute hustler, man. He came from Vietnam and really is starting his own journey right now, building amazing stuff, building a new company. But guys, without further ado, please welcome Zed.
Zed Truong, guys. Zed Truong in the building, all right? Zed, give him your elevator pitch. I know I threw out a lot of stuff, but I might go crazy. Just how do you want to be introduced?
Of course, man. I mean, personally, I grew up in Vietnam my whole life. I was an entrepreneur since 14, like you mentioned. 16, started an activewear clothing company after losing 50 pounds, right? And then 19, started student housing business. Got a bit of capital from trading FX, just online pretty much during COVID. And then now I'm here building Venn. So actually started super funny. It's always you fell into it and you actually never started with your own idea. So it was December of 2025. And I remember sitting in my 75 square foot apartment in San Francisco. And I'm lonely as heck. There's like nobody there. Yeah, 2 days before Christmas. Entire family's back in Vietnam. I have nobody. I'm sitting here all by myself, all alone. And I just wish there was a platform out there that I could connect with other international people. We just couldn't get together with family for a Christmas dinner, right? And so that kind of sense for belongingness and loneliness in a certain sense provided me with the idea of like, hey, why don't you connect strangers together for a dinner? So over from December 2025 all the way to, December 2024, all the way to March of 2025, I started really just nailing down the idea, right? Connected with my two friends who built software they're entrepreneurs just like I am, right? They run a software development agency doing like 100K over a year. And they can help me build out the product. In March, we started doing a bunch of events. So you name it, like line dancing on a yacht. I think Mia talked about, the yacht party coming up. We did mention socials, draw anywhere from demographics of 21 to like 50 years old. It's so weird. The SF district attorney showed up. I thought I was in trouble. Thank God I wasn't.
Yeah.
But it's just a weird like demographic to see people like that need of belongingness applies to everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Connection. Everybody wants connection,
Exactly. And now we're here.
I'm going to get right into it and we'll go back a little bit. But your app itself, so for those listening, what does your app do? Yeah. Because when I think of like, hey, I'm lonely, I want to like have a place to belong, I just go look up at meetup.com, right? And then I go and pick an event I want to go to, right? But yours is a little bit different. Can you share with us what that is?
Yeah, it's more curated, right? So a lot of these platforms out there you see like meetup.com or Eventbrite focuses on very large gatherings. In our sense, we found with our audience, they like more intimate, meaningful gatherings versus like these large kind of like quote unquote saturated ones, right? And so you get to connect with people over dinner, just very personal, not one-on-one, it's in a group of 6, but just in a very intimate setting where you can actually become friends versus just not. We also gather too as well for existing friendships. Like it's really hard for people to get their friends offline over dinner. You have different schedules, different availabilities. Yeah. And so we do that too as well for friendships, like existing friends.
Wow. So I think you plug your calendars in and then it will pick a date that works.
Correct.
And then it will make the reservation for you?
Correct.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. That's actually really cool. It's a very like, it's what the world needed in the meetup space, to be honest. I mean, everything was very dinosaur style, right? Like, oh, cool. I wonder who I'm going to meet here. But you probably kind of, it's a little bit, sounds like more refined now.
Yeah, it is. People just crave that really authentic connection.
So, and it's free for the user.
That's correct.
And then how does the company make money?
Yeah, so it's free for you to gather with existing friends who will plan all that for you for free. But for meeting new people, you actually got to pay a reservation fee or a subscription.
Wow. That's tight. That's genius.
Wow.
There's a B2B side too as well. Like restaurants
Okay.
and bars will pay us to get people there.
Okay.
But B2C is our number one source of revenue right
How
now.
does it know? Like, so it will also know like I'm in San Francisco, so
It does.
it doesn't send me to San Jose and make me go drive an hour.
No, you have to allow your location. So yeah, it's San Francisco.
Okay.
But actually, one of the feedback we got too is like users, because they travel a lot, so they want to go to New York City, meet new people. So now we're allowing users to choose the city they want to meet up at.
Oh,
wow.
That's very cool. Okay, let's bring it back, and we're gonna go right into more of the app itself and what you're doing now. But bring us back. 14 years old, Vietnamese. You know, I know most Vietnamese people in Vietnam, they are naturally hustlers, but they don't hustle in the sense of maybe what you were doing, right? So where did this come from? Do you think it was already like ingrained in your DNA that I'm a hustler, or did you see something? Did something happen to your life where it's like, shit, I better go make some money?
Yeah, man, I think my parents are definitely like a big motivator. Obviously, seeing them come from nothing. Like literally my dad was telling me stories how like back then he couldn't even eat meat or afford meat because it was such a luxury back then in Vietnam. My mom would like at 9 p.m. Study till like 12 p.m. and you didn't have electricity back then. So she used like oil candles to like light up her study. So like those stories inspire me, seeing them go from the ground up, right? But for me personally, like I'm just stubborn. You know, like I don't like people telling me I'm wrong. Well, I mean, obviously I'm not right all the time, but I just don't like people telling me I can't.
Yeah.
That's more of it. Not I'm wrong, but I can't. And so for every single thing that I do in life, and if someone likes to tell me I'm wrong, like I like to prove them wrong. You know, in a certain sense, or someone tell me I can't, I like to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that mentality literally drives me to like start the sneaker clothing brand, for example, right? And the majority of the time, actually, the person who tells me that I'm wrong is usually my parents, or I can't. It's my parents. They're like, hey, Zed, like focus on your study. You probably can't make any money selling sneakers.
Yeah.
And I did. Same thing as activewear, and I did, right? But eventually now evolving to the VC space, a lot of these people who tells you you're wrong or you can't do it is not going to be your parents, going to be like actually very large investors that know exactly what they're doing. So it even motivates me more to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Than it is for, you know, me just to make money. It's never about the money.
Wow.
Sure, for sure. When you wanted to do, you know, per se, like the sneaker business was your first actual like real business, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So what really inspired you to be like, hey, I'm gonna get a business? Like, why didn't you just go to, you know, McDonald's or try to do something else that wasn't building a business, like a normal job?
Yeah, I think physically I was bound to stay within a dorm, so I didn't have a car. So I couldn't go work anywhere else.
Oh, okay.
But with the business side, I think I had back in Vietnam, I just got into this like sneaker reselling kind of like scene, and so I carried it. It's an interest of mine, right? And I feel like the best businesses you build start off as an interest or a hobby, and then you're solving a problem that, you know, someone else might experience, right?
Yeah.
And so for this hustle is supply and demand. It's like I had access to, you know, certain brands, certain clothing that people wanted. And
What
resell
age
for
did you
more.
leave Vietnam again?
It's 14.
14.
Yeah, about.
14 you leave, and then you come where? San Francisco?
I came to the East Bay, in San Ramon. You guys know where that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So East Bay.
And then there was a dorm out there?
Yeah, it was like this boarding school that you were on. So it was like a bunch of international kids.
Oh.
But then I went to public school actually my sophomore year. So I like transitioned now because then we got our green card and all that kind of stuff.
And then how'd you get to school?
For boarding school, you just walk because like you live on campus.
Right.
It's like a dorm. But for when I came to sophomore year, then my mom dropped me because she came out later on.
Oh, she did come.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought,
Yeah.
man, I was like, this 15-year-old kid living in by himself in a house. San Ramon, right? So, I mean, San Ramon's a nicer house, don't get me wrong.
No.
Okay. Gotcha. I was like, dude.
I'd love to live there right now.
But still ballsy. And so
Yeah.
you came here. Obviously, San Ramon it's not Silicon Valley. It's still kind of further out. Walk me through your life. What's going through your mind? What's like, are you there just to, hey, let me just come to America so I can have fun and experience this Western lifestyle? Or was it like
Did you have your plan?
intentional and say, hey, I'm going to come out here. I'm going to build this VC, you know, I'm going to get VC money. I'm going to build the app. Like, walk me through that.
Yeah, I think like part of it was trying to discover who I am. Like, it's this weird kind of like inner sense in me that I just knew that like by coming to the States, I would later on discover who I am as a person, like what I like, what makes you unique, right?
Yeah.
Because you look at your teenage years in a certain sense, it's a lot of this self-discovery aspect where like, you know, I was trying to mold myself into someone who I wasn't, trying to fit others' expectations, right? And for me, that kind of action of taking my luggage and leaving and going to the United States, it's like almost a freedom kind of like expression in a certain sense that now I'm my own person. And so to your question of like, when I first come here, did I have a plan in mind that, you know, I wanted to build stuff? Like, absolutely, yes. I wanted to do something that's unique, right? Was it business? At the time, yes, I I didn't necessarily come in knowing that like I wanted to build a clothing brand or build, an activewear brand later on. It was more of like, hey, I want to discover myself and try as many things as I could. So that was the intention behind it. And it just happened to be business. It just happened to be all these different interests that leads me to where I am today.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, so did you go to college?
Went to USD. Yeah.
USD. University of San Diego.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, okay, so not too
You
far
went
from
there
me.
too, right?
No, I went to UC San Diego. His school was a private school, better.
Okay.
Yeah. And then afterwards, so again, you kind of went and got a job, right? You knew you wanted to build a business, but then you graduated college, and then you went and got a job at a real estate firm, actually.
Yeah.
And then what were you doing there?
Just mostly real estate private equity. So it's just an analyst. You just an Excel monkey crunching numbers all day.
Yeah.
So do you?
And then, but then how does that, like, dude, I mean, you must have been making good money. You could have
it was
stayed.
decent.
What was that aha moment?
I think 6 months in, I just realized I wasn't making an impact big enough. I wasn't as relevant to the work I was doing. And at the same time, it was too boring. It's not intellectually stimulating enough as a problem to solve. And so when we found out like about the human connection problem, it was like, man, like engineering commonality or engineering people getting together is probably one of the hardest things. And no one's ever solved it. There's been many startups that tried, raised lots of money, but there's no big players out there. So essentially for me, it was like, okay, it's meaningful. And then it's also really hard to solve, which is like, okay, let's do it. Why not?
That's kind of interesting. But sound like you knew your avatar, engineers.
Yeah, I mean, I got two friends who are really good. I'm non-technical.
Yeah.
My two co-founders are very technical. And so I do more of like the ops side of things, like very bigger high-level product and strategy. And then I lead obviously anything that's front-facing. And then they'll go code the product out. But I'm very close to the product.
Yeah. How big is your team now? At
It's
Venn?
literally just three of us.
Wow.
Well, there's one engineer on contract, one designer on contract, but like full-time, there's three of us.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, stay lean.
And then you guys like see each other every day?
Yeah, we live together, and
Oh.
I gaslighted them to move to San Francisco.
Oh, yeah. Where were they from?
So Salt Lake City in Utah. So one of them is actually engaged, and then the other guy is San Diego.
And so you live with three guys and one girl. So you had to convince his fiance too.
Yeah, no. So the other guy lives like a block away.
Oh, okay.
And then the other guy, like one of the guys, the guy from San Diego, lived with me.
Okay.
So it wasn't. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
It was gonna be a weird dynamic to like keep a girl like like they're so close.
Hey,
together.
you know what? To me, I think when you have a business, you have to go all in. And so sometimes they're like, hey, if I see each other every day, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like at one point when we were starting up what is now 50 Hills, me, Alex, and Brandon, the founders, we saw each other every day, 7 days a week, like
That's the grind.
8, 9, 10 hours a day.
Yep.
And it's like I saw them more than I saw my then girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, and that's, I think, what makes a company successful, because you eat it, you live it, you breathe it. That's all you care about.
Mm-hmm.
And so, man,
You marry your co-founders, right?
That's it.
Like
Yeah.
it's a marriage.
Yeah, he tried to marry me. I said no.
I have no comment, bro. I cannot say this.
PJ's not even defending himself. He's like,
It's slippery road.
So now, let me ask you this about now that we're kind of fast forwarded to the company, and PJ, please feel free to stop me if you have any other questions like that. But where do you even start? Because you're in a real estate private equity.
yeah.
Okay, now you got two friends, you're building this app, but you need money.
Yep.
So you brought up VC funds and all that stuff. Did you bootstrap this company, or did you go get and raise money?
Yeah, in initial phases, right, for sure, bootstrapping. I mean, we wanted to see if our problem was actually a problem, so we surveyed a lot of people, obviously, take money to build the MVP, and it was a problem. It was a huge problem. So at first, I threw like my own money into it, and then we started raising. Actually just kickstarted last week. So it's been super recent. One of the founding checks is the founding engineer of Uber, which is through a mutual connection at USD. A lot of it, I've realized it's like warm intros matter more than anything, and so I wish I kept a lot of relationship I should have kept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question. Like, you seem so knowledgeable about all this space, right? And it is relatively a little bit fresh for you. Like, where did you learn all your skills to like know about like who to contact for the funding or how to do this and do all the steps, right? Like, who told you, hey, this is how you build an app, right?
Yeah, you know what? Like, recently I just got more of a mentor figure. Like himself, he went to USD, which is a great guy. He built Fintor. You guys check it out. Actually, they're AI agents for loan servicing. Anything on the back end, like underwriting a loan, they'll do that. But yeah, that guy's great. But me personally, I didn't have any guidance. You know, when coming in, I feel like the majority of the wins that we've been able to have is by taking care of our customers. And eventually, it's funny enough, one of our really good customers happens to be a liquor distributor and happens to be super connected into this VC scene. And so like we've been able to get warm intros just from like being like really taken care of her. That's number one. And number two, like in order, like I feel like with the skills when you're like talking to the VCs and stuff like that, a lot comes with reps, but also like I've had a lot of meetings where people just ask me like tons of questions, right? And I ask them like, okay, like what do you think makes a great founder? And they just look at me and it's like, yeah, like these questions matter, but like you're so early, it's really just your team. And when I look at you and I judge people, it's only really two things that matter. It's like number one, can you tolerate risk? And number two, can you execute? Right? And so there's some skills that like you just don't, some people just don't are born with, you know, they just can't take risks or they can't execute. And so yeah, I think that's the major milestone of like throughout taking all these steps and these experiences, I kind of form my own thesis and answer the questions better when it comes to like fundraising or when it comes to like knowing my business, right? But a lot of it is like people first. Like, you're always talking to customers. You're always talking to, you know, taking care of people, like doing favors and stuff like that. So
when you're out there raising money, did you calculate it? Like, hey, we need this much? Or is it more of a, let's just throw out a number and try to get as much because that way our valuation goes up?
Yeah, usually the market will kind of tell you. So at the earlier stage, you know, obviously your valuation is going to be a little bit lower. So we raise money on a save, which is not necessarily like a price round. It's a little bit different in VCs. It's almost like a future agreement for equity in a certain sense, but it is more of what they care about is the valuation cap. And so like usually when you raise at this stage, it's like 5 to 10 million pre-seed is like the valuation cap.
5 to 10 million.
Yeah.
And then we were talking off camera, but your company is already profitable.
Correct. Yeah.
So why even raise money if it's, I mean, again, I don't know how much it's profiting, but like, are you going to use the VC money for more further app developing, or is it more to push to market?
Yeah, it's the speed and the scale, right? So I would say both at the same time. Being pre-seed, I feel like product market fit is one of the things that we just are aiming towards every single day. Every single time we talk to customers, right, they have a different opinion of how the app should look. But we really try to narrow down to like what the functionality should be. But for example, I'll name you this. Our version 1, we have swiping as an interface. People hated that. We got rid of that. Our version 2, people were like, hey, I wish I have existing friends onto the platform because I want to plan stuff with them. So we added that in. Version 3, people were complaining that, you know, during the onboarding, it wasn't as guided enough. And so they just had no idea like what they were getting. And so we added the AI part into that too as well. And almost like a companion taking you through onboarding and now through everything that's in your offline social intent. Like anything that's surrounding your offline life, the AI should guide you through that. And so I think, you know, getting that money in the first place is like, yes, towards product market fit, but the most of it is going to be scaling really, really fast because I feel like a lot of consumer startups is all about go to market. Yeah. And if you're fast, you're first and you're distinct, you can earn trust in consumers, then it can't be replicable, right? But you see, I mean, everything is replicable these days.
Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking because you got to get out there and grab market share first.
Yep.
Otherwise, your competitor can come out and just do the same thing you're doing and just take up more market share. Now you're like Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, cool. So, I know you throw these fat-ass parties. What's the, like, obviously, you invite who are you inviting? Is it like more for the app or just more brand awareness?
Yeah, so essentially how we kind of distribute right now is like hosting these massive events, and then some of the people who come become users and they test it out and they let us know their feedback. So yeah, it's mostly for everyone, but our demographic is usually like average age is 28, half men, half women, and mostly in San Francisco right now, as you probably expected.
That's pretty good. You should go tell Brandon about this app. Yo, sounds better because then it's like, it's kind of like dating, but it's like a blind date. Whereas,
Brandon, we got you some leads, bro.
Think about it. I like qualified the app so leads. Far because yes, right? They're sounds like they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you're not screening for income, but like so far from what it sounds like, the people who are in your app are engineers, tech people, good people.
No, for sure.
And then on top of it, unlike Tinder or the other dating sites where you have to match and then, you know, flirt and then try to go for the close and go to a dating site, like, I mean, a real restaurant. This thing is more like bing, bing, and then you go.
Bing, bang, boom.
Right?
No, honestly, I think
do you still have to woo them? Like, let's say, like,
dude, they're there to meet up, not to.
Listen. Does the app ask, like, hey, are you looking to meet a female or a male? Like, does it ask that or no?
Yeah, so you can. As a
No
female,
way.
Yeah, as
That's hella cool.
Well, that's why I have to ask the question, PJ. If you keep interrupting me, then we don't know how the app works. Okay, so I go. I'm a male. I'm this age. Does it ask me like how old I am and what I do and all that stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you verify?
Yeah, so right now, like, essentially identity tech, like, we're gonna layer that in. Right now, it's like most of our, since we're launching only to our community and we know them, so we don't. There's no need as of right now. But yes, later on, we're gonna.
How did you build your community? Like, is it
through events? Yeah.
through events? So then now,
Wow.
okay, so you kind of already know them. Okay.
Yeah, we like talk to every single customer that goes through the door.
Yeah.
Shake hands.
So it's
greet.
still in beta then. You're very much in beta still.
So we've launched. So two products are like beta. So we're out there, but like the full product's gonna be done at the end of this month, and I think you'll like it. It's very well guided. It's very well like customized. So
Okay.
hyper personalized. Like the idea is like Ben is supposed to know you better than your best friend.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean PJ, Brian, you guys seems like best friends, but like you're gonna know Ben's gonna know you better than the other one does.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
a challenge.
So let me ask you this: so you raise money. How much is this yacht party going to cost? This one that you have coming up, $5 million yacht with 300 people. So that's a big yacht. That's probably like at least a 200 footer.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like 4-story, 120 foot.
120 foot. Okay.
It's like it's actually not bad. It's like 30 to 40 grand, give or take. You know,
Okay.
usually to plan that, and then you make.
Do I have to buy my own alcohol if I go on?
You do.
Okay, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
cool. So let me ask you this: 30, 40 grand.
For you though, like you guys can just.
I appreciate you, man. Can I bring Brandon? All right. So let me ask you this question because, like, you raised money already. You guys have
Yeah.
already successfully raised money. Do you have to run these budgets by the VC now, or do you still have full control?
Not necessarily. So we haven't finished our round just
Oh,
yet.
okay,
But
okay.
we've got like we're almost there. But the budget, like once you've raised money, it's really like they're just pretty hands off to you. It's like you make the operational decisions, right? The VCs itself will come in when, like, let's say you have a challenge, for example, with like either number one talent or like some technical stuff. Usually they have these almost like advisory roles that within the network are like, you know, ex-founders who've done stuff similar to us before. They'll kind of plug them into our team and help us solve that. But usually, like, after you raise the money, it's pretty much up to you. So they don't just watch you like a hawk.
That's what
have
I
autonomy.
mean, in real estate, it's I guess you could say depending on how you raise, it's similar, but it's not. Where I just don't want people calling me. You know, like leave me alone. That's why we don't raise a lot of money. I'm like guys, you put in 100 grand or like 10 grand or 20 grand. I'm like, look,
Like, chill out.
like, chill out. Like don't try to call me and make me talk on an hour phone call. Like, guys,
Yeah.
let me do my job. Right. So that's why I asked, because, you know, for me to want to go blow 30 grand, I'm like, dude, just let me blow 30 grand. Don't tell me to know.
I have a question, man. Just really, again, like, just back to the app. Like, I am very genuinely curious about it. So I just want to confirm: do you guys provide like the single status and things? Like, you plug that into your app as well?
Yeah, just, you know what's funny? One of the main competitors actually pivoted to the dating scene, but you just meet in a group setting.
Yeah.
Which is pretty, like, essentially at the end of the day, like, Venn should be able to know your intent so well.
Yeah.
If you're there to date, you're
Yeah.
there to meet new people, you're there
Yeah.
to hang out with existing friends, or you're there just to find social events. Venn should
Cool.
take care of all of that for you. But to your question, yes, we do collect all those data, whether you're single or not, or what your intent is.
Oh, I
You
like
download
that.
Venn.
I think that's a even way better way of like meeting people, because at least you're getting together because of like similar value or interest, opposed
Exactly.
to like, you know, oh, I like your profile, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Next question is damn, blanking out again, man. I forgot it. It's a good
You're
question.
good.
Yeah.
Anything about the app?
Oh, yeah. So with the app, like, do you got, is the essence of it to get together to meet new people, or is it a little bit further? Like, you could theme it out, right? Like, oh, this is for people who just like yogas, or this is people who want to like talk about money, or people who want to talk about laboo-boos. I don't know. Like, can you make stuff like that inside?
Yeah, we can. And so basically, whatever your intent is, the group that you're being matched with should share that same intent for you.
Yeah.
So it could be literally us 5 meeting for, you know, other creatives entrepreneurs. You know, it could be like that. Yeah, it could be very specific interests. Of course, when you're starting out, you're lowering your compatibility score because of, you know, trying to get like like them actually offline.
Yeah.
Once you get the network effect, I mean, it could literally be for anything.
Yeah.
Like the future is like, when you're looking at Venn, you're treating Venn like a Siri almost. It's like, Brandon or Brian, you're asking, like, you know, Venn, for example, it's like, hey, can you connect me with like a loan agent, whatever it is? It should be able to do that for you.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, I want to get together with 3 other really good founders, you know, that's in the real estate space. Venn should be able to do that for you.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like a super connector.
Once you connect enough data.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Should we throw an event together? I feel like we should do that, man. I think that would be sick.
We got it, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we always love partnerships, so.
Can I ask you how much it actually costs to get Venn off the ground?
Not much, actually. You know what? Like, when I first built, I mean, I threw 50 grand of my own weight into it. It probably costed since my co-founders have a software dev agency, we get access to really cheap capital or really quality. It costed us probably like 15, 20.
Oh, wow.
I think it was like 15, 20 just to get the MVP built out. And this is like, because obviously we're working full time then. We didn't have time to like code all, they didn't have time to code all day. So we're like offshoring some of these like development work. But yeah, it's actually not much. And that budget actually includes a little bit of marketing too as well. And a little bit like hosting events at the beginning. So like essentially, I mean, in this world right now, you can vibe code like a front end. Like it's
not bad.
Easier. Yeah.
Okay, so wow, only $15,000 to actually start up the company, and then a little bit of that was the marketing and getting people to get on the app. Mm-hmm. And then now, like, what's next? Are you gonna get billboards? Are you gonna get like commercials? How do you get an app out there like that?
Yeah, so the majority of our distribution strategy has been mostly through events. So like a lot of people, when you host these big bold events and you capture a bit of social content, like people tend to be behind it, and we would build like thousands of people on the wait list and let in like a couple hundred people. So essentially it's viral by that nature. We get about like anywhere from 70 to like 200,000 views on our profile monthly. It's just from like literally just making content. You know, we're content first, and it's usually founder like content, which people actually really like. And the rest of it is like this community driven thing, right? There's a lot of super distributors within our own community that just keep telling people about Venn. And then the more you take care of your customers, the more they show up more people. Yeah. And so we necessarily don't want to spend a lot of money on ads or like a lot of paid stuff in the first, you know, at least like first couple months or so, just so that we know how to really organically grow Venn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, without hiring customer acquisition costs.
Oh, that's a great strategy, to be honest.
So what does it cost now for me to join Venn and then do like all this stuff? Is it a monthly subscription, yearly? And then what can I expect to pay?
Yeah, so with you gathering with your friends, obviously completely free. If you want to meet new people, people actually pay $15 just to get matched within a dinner, or you can pay $20 to get matched once a week with strangers. So essentially, in the future, our vision is going to be way more than that. It's going to be like almost a social membership, like a digital Soho house, in which you can probably layer in more of that like partner reward system, right? Like for example, if you know, Brian, you want to go out and you just like have these 5 places that you really want to go to, but like you don't want to, you know, go and hey, you want to spend $70, you know, maybe you pay like whatever amount it is per month, right? And you go there and you know you get at least 2 free drinks at the venue. So essentially it's going to be that model towards the end, but we're still testing that space out.
Yeah,
our focus right now. Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah, that reminds me of something very similar to like ClassPass.
Yeah.
Yeah, ever heard of ClassPass?
Is ClassPass still around?
Of course.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. I think even more than ever. I don't know. I think everybody's trying to do like, you know, test this fitness thing here, this class, yoga, Pilates, blah, blah, blah. And then it's a cool way to not commit, but then get yourself to try things.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's pretty tight.
Kind of, I mean, this is, it's kind of cool that, you know, engineers, they lack connections and you're really bridging the gap. And so your brain must have ticked really good. I don't know. I never thought that was an issue.
Well, I mean, that's the truth. Like he said, like really right in the beginning. And this is how most like amazing companies start. I mean, he had a problem. He was like, "Damn, I'm alone, and this sucks. So let me go build something to get some homies here, you know." And I think that's amazing.
That's why you got to have young energy. You see, I'm old now. I'd be like, I
don't want to hang out with nobody.
Go to the bar. Where do you go? You go to the bar. But you know what? Gen Z don't even drink like that anymore, huh?
Yeah.
You don't drink a lot, huh, Zed?
No, not really.
Dude, that's why they're going to be better. Dude, that's why the club scene's dying. The bar scene's kind of dying. Like, it's not as busy as it used to be because Gen Z and Gen Alpha, I think Gen Alpha's way too young, but Gen Z, they don't drink as much.
Yeah.
You know, they're more about events and community.
That's why this is why this app could be really revolutionary. Because if you do it cool and everybody's like, oh, I'm going here, and then you're going to feel left out, like, and everybody's going to be like, let me hop on that train and then revolutionize.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I want to ask Zed, you know, for somebody out there who's like inspired to, you know, start their own app, like, what do you feel is like the most important skills or traits that person must have?
Yeah, I think number one is just grit. Like, you're going to get a lot of no's, and we've gotten tons of no's. I can't even count, right?
Yeah.
But also a lot of yeses, right, at the same time. So as many no's as you got to have grit and just keep going. That's number one. Obviously, that's like the obvious answer.
Yeah.
Number two, I mean, back to the conversations, like you either have it or you don't, right? You have to be a risk taker at the end of the day, right? I maxed out my credit card for the first event. Like, I mean, if I would be so screwed if I didn't sell out my tickets, right? Yeah. And like, this is without any social network in San Francisco. We start from zero. Our Instagram had like no followers, and we still sold out. You know, that first event, it was a boat event too. So yeah. Anyways, it was stressful just thinking about that.
Yeah.
But,
Dang.
yeah.
So how do you talk to yourself, like when you do get those no's? Like, what is Zed talking to Zed's subconscious like? How is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's less of like, I think I learned more from my mistakes than it is like from praising myself for successes. Like, I think, you know, if you have a good enough, number one, mindset, number two, like if you can execute, like you're going to be able to like, go out, sell events or go out, solve whatever problem you want to do, right? But the number one thing is like you have to reflect on your past mistakes and like really learn it. Because like as founders, usually you have this massive quote unquote ego. You really got to believe in yourself in a certain sense, right? And yes, like I do have those self-talks where like talk to mirror, it's like, okay, like you got this, you know, but you know, you also have to really like realize, okay, what's realistic? You know, like are you answering like VC questions in a realistic way and the thing that actually says that you're, you know, actually show that you've thought about it versus you're just kind of BSing, you know, oh yeah, we're gonna be big, oh yeah, we're inventor, oh yeah, we're different. Like it doesn't mean anything. Show them why you're different, you know, like tell them what exact strategy, why you're different, why are you gonna dominate this market, why your team, like, and what that question, why you is the most important. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I learned more from my mistakes than ever, but within your question about like the self, you know, talks and stuff like that, I think that, you know, that confidence and like knowing who I am really helps, but I'm like religious. So like whatever I know God has my back. That's been like the number one important thing in my life. So
sure.
If God has your back, I mean.
Gen Z is also more religious than millennials.
They are,
thing,
they
bro.
are, yeah.
I think so.
That's good, man. Because we grew up on like Jackass shows and like some South Park, some crazy shit.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: when you formed the partnership, this was your idea. So what did you do to convince your co-founders, your two partners, to jump on? What was that like?
Yeah, it was mostly traction because for the first 5 months we were part-time, like I keep telling them, you got to move to San Francisco, you got to go full-time. Like, but they're like, oh, I don't know where it's going to be. But like right when we crossed $100,000 like revenue milestone, they're like, oh my gosh, it's getting real. And then when we start, like, we used to do a bunch of outreach investors. No, don't hear back anything. Now they're reaching out to us and we're like, whoa, like this is kind of insane. Like it's almost like a reverse table.
Yeah.
And so they see that and they're like, okay, I'm going to move. And essentially, I mean, like, it's just like pitching. Like, you're pitching to your co-founder. Everything is like a pitch in a certain sense. And so, like, for me, I almost was like, you have a finite, you know, time on this earth. Like, I've always thought, I'm like kind of pessimistic kid. But, like, even as, like, a little kid, I was like, I know I'm put here for a reason. And it's not just, like, floating through life. I got to go build something, right? And telling that story to them, I was like, guys, like, you also have a finite time on this earth. What do you want to do with your life? How do you want to write your story? How do you want to be in the books? Like, it's not about the money, right? What impact can you make on people's lives? And for them, it's like when we're hosting this event and seeing people get together and making friends out of it, that I think that clicks something for them, and it clicks something in me too. I'm like, wow, this is so meaningful. Like, this is tech that just changes humanity. It changes the way people connect. And so for us, that's why we went full time, and that's how I've been able to get them here.
You're Vietnamese, right? From Vietnam, and to hear that and say that it's not about the money, it kind of hits a little bit. I'm like, that's different.
Yeah,
like. So money is not too important to you.
I mean, money is a side factor for sure, right? Like, I mean, regardless, like with the business that I've built, like I could go chill, technically speaking, right now and just like invest in my money, be like, I don't know, worth a couple millions when I'm like 60, 70, whatever it is. Like,
yeah,
it's nice. The only thing nice about it, I feel like, is a freedom. Like for me, money provides that freedom to like do whatever I want, right? I want to bootstrap my next startup, whatever it is, or, you know, I want to build something that's super meaningful, start my own charity. Maybe it's rescuing horses, right? Me and my girlfriend talked about that. Like, it gives you that, but no, it's not. Like, I used to think that was everything, and I used to measure my net worth. I watch it like a hawk every day, like literally on Credit Karma, right? Like they have a net worth tracking thing now, and so, but just at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you can make money doing anything, right? But it's like, how do you really make money doing something that's meaningful to you? And to me, it's like, it's just Venn. It's what I'm called. Like, I'm put on this earth to build Venn, and like I can't explain it more than just that. It's like this calling that I have. So,
dang.
Absolutely beautiful, bro. Like, that's inspirational, to be honest.
I think a lot of people would never find their calling. Why do you think that is? Is there anything advice you can give them so that they can help find their calling? People say that they meditate. People say that they pray to God, and I'm like, I don't know. Is that like, you're probably closer to you know, the beginning. I don't remember. I lost my cause. I'm just kind of cruising. You know? It's been too long. It's been too long. I don't know what.
I'm just making money out here, guys. Fuck.
You know, now it's just like, this shit makes money. Let's just keep doing it. You know, but you obviously, your company's newer, is more of in the baby stage. What did you do? How did you find it? Like, how did you know that this is it?
Yeah, I think it's back to that teenage years, right? Like during my self-discovery platform, like I mean, I had so many different interests. At one point, I was like a choir kid, and I went to like fitness, and I went to boxing. Try to go amateur for a while, didn't work out obviously, and then now I'm like riding horses. Like, it's just so many different interests, seeing so many different people and communities, and like I've just noticed like even when you look at all these unique experiences, right? Like the only thing that stuck with me is a human experience and bringing people together. And like, you know what's so crazy? It's like I'll give you one example, right? Like I'm training with a cowboy, and he's out of Half Moon Bay. This guy's a cowboy. Like he has cattle. He works cows. His family work cows. Like that's his thing, right? I'm from Vietnam. Like, you know, our grandparents probably fought against each other in the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
Right? So we're supposed to hate each other. We're supposed to be so different, right? But yet, like, I came from family farmers. He came from family farmers, right? His parents hustled to get him to where he is today. My family hustled to get it to where I am today, right? We both share a love for horses. We met here in the United States. How beautiful is that? Like, to get that human experience is nothing that's more beautiful. And how because I went through all these transformational periods of my life and seeing people, how they connect, it gave me a purpose, right? Because I know this is what I'm called for. And a lot of it's like putting yourself out there and like trying as many things as possible. Some of it, but I also think it's like once you have that like confidence, number one, within yourself and knowing who you are, it just kind of just came naturally. And whether if it's divine intervention or not, I think I'll let the listeners kind of take care of that part. But to me, it's like, yeah, I talk to God every day, but there's people who just talk to God and just pray just to pray. You have to really mean to pray.
Yeah, I think that's an amazing story. I mean, I think every time you genuinely try to go do something like for yourself because you're like, oh, I want to do that, I feel like you get closer with clues telling you what's your calling.
Yeah.
Right? Like, just like, I'm going to quote Gary Vee, but it's just like he said, like, you won't know your favorite food unless you start trying a bunch of different foods, right?
Exactly.
And I think, that's kind of how you went from, selling sneakers to activewear, right? To commercial real estate, to now going into, building your own app, and all that stuff had people. And those are your clues. You're like, the only thing I like was the human connection. And you're like, let's go build an app, man. So for those who are here like, oh, I don't know my calling, go try shit. Like, you can't find your calling sitting on your couch, smoking weed, playing Xbox, and doing all this. You have to go a pottery class, or go do yoga, or go build an activewear brand. Like, try something, right? And it might tell you, hey, what's your calling, right? You might find out that first time, second time, or third time. Who knows?
100%.
Was Venn successful from the start, or was there a moment when you were building the app or launching it where you were like, oh shit, this shit's not working?
Close the fund.
Many.
Really?
We were never successful. Like, I mean, our event sold out, the first one, but like, aside from the event side, the product was never successful in the first place, right? Like, you have to get product market fit, and it goes through iterations, right? Like I told you, like, people didn't want the any swipe interface, and people want to add on existing friendships, and like there's like for about, I would say 2-3 months, we're still struggling to find like where we fit within the market, right? How do we really differentiate ourselves? So what is different about Venn? Because like there's tons of social dinners app out there, trying to compete for the same market, but like there's got to be one factor that makes Venn different. Right. So yes, like 100%, there's days, and still now days I'm like, oh my gosh, like today I had this bug fix, and one of the investors was on the app. And this is a big investor. So she was on the app, like she's trying to go through it, and all of a sudden our location services, like the location sharing didn't work. And she's like, I'm stuck here. I'm like sitting, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I could get a massive check right now, but this thing is stopping me from getting it. Yeah. And so I told him, like, you guys better like fix it right now. And they did. They fixed it in like 2 hours, right? But like, yeah, we still have problems, and I bet you the Google Metas of the world still have problems, but it's just how you face them, how you deal with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was the most expensive lesson so far?
I would say working with the right people.
Yeah.
That's the most expensive lessons. Like, I think there's no, obviously, as a human-to-human connection app, there's no better capital than human capital and social capital. We've definitely worked with the wrong people who didn't really leave the right taste within our mouth. So I think that's the most costly lesson, not in terms of financial, but in terms of time.
Yeah.
So it just leads to the wrong places.
What about your partnership now? Like, has there ever been a time where you guys just bump head, and how do you guys solve it?
Yeah, I mean,
That's a good question.
Yeah, definitely disagreements, right? I treat it like a relationship with my girlfriend, quote unquote, in a certain sense.
You're Vietnamese though, so you're like, I'm always right.
I don't know if that's the Vietnamese culture or is that Brian's culture.
I'm always right. Okay?
Brian culture for sure.
No, right. Tell me.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, I mean, I do get in that mindset, sometimes, right? Like, you're intense. I mean, I love this stuff. Like, I have to, like, I believe I'm the best at it, right? Because, like, if you don't, why else are you doing it? But with my co-founders, I mean, they're just as bright, like, they're technical. Without them, there's no me, in a certain sense, right? And every single problem that we tackle, we number one, like there's 3 rules that we have. It's like never make assumptions. Like let's say our product fails, for example, I'm never gonna be like, you guys didn't work hard enough. Like you guys obviously not committed. Like it doesn't like that's not that. It's just they probably went through a technical difficulty that just got to push through with time, right? Number 2, you obviously treat it like a marriage in a certain sense, right? Like you never like everything we tackle only the problem. We never attack another person. And over number 3, if we spent like about 20-30 minutes talking about it and we get nowhere, we just stop and just get back the next day.
Wow.
I gotta ask because I mean, obviously, I'm 10 years older than you, right? Different decade. PJ's probably in the middle of us, so a little bit different. But how long have you been dating?
My girlfriend right now?
Yeah,
for 6 months.
Okay, so pretty new, right?
Yeah.
But you obviously have a startup. How many hours are you working a day?
I mean, I work every single day, like
Okay,
at least 12 hours.
that's what I figured.
Yeah.
So how do you manage that? And has that become a problem? I want to know because I want to know. Is your girlfriend your same age?
Yeah, my girlfriend. Well, she's like she's 4 years older.
Oh, okay. So okay.
Like cougars, you know.
Oh, okay.
My girlfriend's 3 years older, so
You put it on there, she's gonna kill
Well,
me.
I only
we all got cougars right now.
you may not have the same problem because she probably been there, done that, understands like, hey, he's building something, right? What I was trying to get at is like, man, how are the young girls today, like, and the young men today, like, are they tripping? Because I know that Gen Z, and they say this all the time, but I don't know if this is true, which is why I asked, is they say that they're more purpose-driven, living life, like kind of more not about work and building stuff. It's more like, hey, let's just have more fun with life. Yeah. And so how does that work with your life? Because now you're like, shit, you're probably doing 12-hour days, 6-7 days a week.
Yeah.
Like, does she get mad? Does she not? Like, how, and what do you do?
Yeah, so the number one thing with my girlfriend is a great fit because she also works for a startup. So
cool.
She understands, she's a grinder. I mean, this girl is absolutely intelligent. Like she's like the perfect compliment to me. That's all I could say. It's like finding my other half in a certain sense, like on intelligence level, also on like a deep romance level, right? Like, yeah, this girl's amazing. I can ram on over and over for her. It'll probably end up being the whole podcast. But but yeah, I think she definitely understands. So what I do is like 6 days a week, we'll do like 12 hours a day, and then on Sunday I work like maybe 4 or 5, and then I have that a one period of like blocked out, just like me and her spending time together, right? But most of the time too, it's like, if I can stop by and give her flowers, talk to her for like, we have like mandatory calls like every single day, just like a 30-minute call together, or else like she come to my place, like stuff like that. In the morning she leaves. So like, stuff like that keeps us like together in a certain sense, right? Because at the end of the day, it's still like, yeah, I love my work, but it's also like I also love my girlfriend in a certain sense, right? So just having time, just like, because you can spend time, you just got to make the effort to do so.
For sure. And you got to make sure you put the same amount of effort.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always translate to 8 hours or 12 hours of work and 12 hours with the girlfriend, because otherwise, when do you sleep?
Yeah.
But it's about like intentional time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
4 hours, dude. Trust me, 4 hours with me, that's all you need.
Dude, yeah. I mean, to be honest, like,
you only need 4 hours a week.
I'm gonna be honest. Like with what he's saying, it's pretty realistic. You 10 years, from now, you guys have family, kids. I mean, it's gonna be the same. You can only hang out maybe like 1 hour, 2 hours on the weekdays, and then once on the weekend, right?
Yeah.
So honestly, that's pretty true. I think like even if you're gonna you're a business person and you have big goals, you're either gonna have to tell your partner in the beginning or get them to understand in the process, right? Somehow, some way. But if you don't, it's never gonna work. And you guys are probably not meant for each other.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it back to business a little bit. They always say that you should build with the end in mind. What does the end look like for Venn and your role in it?
Yeah, Brian, that's a great question. So we used to think that we were going to exit to Meta, and Meta is going to buy us out, or, whatever, Eventbrite, they'll probably don't have enough cash, but like all these big companies out there, it's going to buy us out. I don't want it to be like a quick cash grab, in a certain sense, right? I want an IPO. Like, I'm in here for the long run, and like truly, if we could replace Meta, we would. Because you think about it, how hypocritical is it for social media to make people less social, right? It's insane. Like it shouldn't be the same way that it's supposed to connect people, like offline together in a certain sense, right? Yeah. But there's also cool stuff about it where you can connect with someone like internationally, which is like you can't really like connect with our platform. So there's stuff that they're doing that's right, but essentially they're engineering their app for you to stay online, to stay unsocial, which is insane to me. And so if I could come after Mark Zuckerberg, I will, I would. But that comes to like,
you would until he gives $1 billion check.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the statement. So Zuck sees it. Zuck, go buy his company.
No, that's cool.
But like to IPO, I want to see this thing grow. So, like every single corner of the world. Like, have you ever like walked down the street of San Francisco? You see like an apartment. You're like, kind of looking in, you're like, oh, what is that person doing? Like that person has a different life, you know.
Yeah.
But like, how cool would it be if like this apartment's connecting that apartment that happens because of Venn?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
like
for sure.
the windows, like how they connect is so cool. And to me, like that's the end goal for like everyone for Venn to live as almost a relationship operating system. Right?
IRL social media, basically, to be
Pretty
honest.
much in a certain sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like when Meta comes and like they're like, oh, by the way, we're gonna like buy you out for $10 billion. I have to go to my investors to be like, okay, what do you guys think? Obviously, like,
He said, hell
like,
yeah, already.
you know. But like personally, if I